Hello everybody, I'm back, and today I'm going to be ranting on VR things because honestly, I love VR, but there's a lot of problems with it right now that I feel like some things have been addressed, but I feel like I wanted to make my own video. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. But before we get started, I just have to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button because it would honestly mean the absolute world to me if you hit that subscribe button because it just boost. Oh my god, I just had a fucking burp. But anyways, as I was saying, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe, and if you do subscribe, you might as well turn on notifications. Okay, let's seriously get into the video. A lot of main issues with VR is that there are not a lot of good VR games, and I'm going to tell you why it's very, 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 very hard to make good VR games. Because think about it, if you're doing a first-person shooter, you only have to focus on the gun mechanics and things like that. VR, if you're making a gun thing, you have to make the right physics and make things, make the full model that you have to see. You have to make the reload animations. All these things just so the player's immersed, and that's just with a singular gun. Imagine if you have multiple guns, then you have to repeat the process. Also, you need to make things interactable. If there's a coffee cup in a first-person shooter, you don't really have to worry about somebody grabbing it because they're not going to really be focused on that. But if you're in VR and if you see a coffee mug, players don't want to go grab it or something like that. And then you have to maybe add physics or at least make it interactable. And then you have to add all those things around it so it feels realistic. And if you can't grab the coffee mug, it's going to break immersion. Also, you have to do this around the entire area. You can't just, if you're in a first-person shooter, you can just kind of ignore that and only have the player locked in first person and they don't have to look behind them. In VR, you have to do it on all sides because players can look around. So imagine how weird it will be if you're in a room and then you turn around, it's just a black void that will also break immersion. You're starting to hear the problems with VR gaming, and this is not even counting how much it will cost to do all this, and plus have to do all this to make a good game, and then a lot of them are crappy. And how are you supposed to tell somebody or sell somebody the idea to, hey, buy a $400 equipment for subpar games? And before I get in the comments and hearing all these good VR games, I know, I love those VR games, Into the Radius, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, Boneworks, all these other games, yeah, they're good, but every one good VR game, they're probably two very, very bad VR games. So yeah, it's kind of hard to sell people on that. And plus, the technology is not really good. The Oculus Quest 2, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing headset for the price, but this is 2-year-old tech, and we haven't really got a new announcement tech in a good while. Yeah, I know the Quest Pro is coming out and stuff like that, but really, we have its own mobile tech. We don't have tech just for VR, so it's even harder to make better headsets or better things like that because VR doesn't really have their own tech. And also, companies are not really invested in it. Obviously, Meta is in, and other small companies are invested into it. But stop and think about it. Imagine how if Microsoft and people like that, like Sony and things like that, invest all, not all their money, but even start funding companies smaller start funding all these small people that are making these not videos, but games. Imagine how many good VR games could happen, but people are not investing in it, except for Facebook, and now they're kind of crash and burning, and if Facebook crash and burns, VR basically crash and burns, because VR is, I know people are gonna hate me for saying this, but Facebook kind of made VR the way it is. Imagine the Oculus Quest 2 never existed. We just have the Valve and the Pico. How many people would actually be invested into these VR channels and all this other stuff if they didn't have the Quest 2? Not nearly as big, because the VR, Oculus Quest 2 has made millions and millions and millions of copies, because it is getting people into VR cheap. And yeah, they raise their price and stuff. Yeah, that sucks. But compared to other prices right now, first, if you want really, really good VR right now, especially, if you want to buy the Index, that's $1,000, and then you have to get a PC for it that also costs $1,000, and you need to make sure you have the right parts so it can be VR ready. Imagine that's like $3,000 right there just to get in VR. But imagine you could play, I don't know, $400 to get into VR. That's really, really good. But also because it's also kind of bad, because if Facebook fails, literally everything fails for VR. And it's just going to be another thing for people to say, oh, that's why VR will never work. Because trust me, there's tons and tons of articles saying, is VR dead? VR is dead. VR is dead. Like, people just don't realize the potential. And I feel like if people invest their time and money and effort into getting good AR or good VR or all this stuff, imagine how good it could be. Imagine, and also another thing, imagine how many. VR is amazing because you can see somebody's actual body, but you can interact with people and you can be whoever you want. Thousands and thousands of people have met their soulmate or partners that they go on to be married just from VR alone. And guess what? They live on the other side of the earth or something, or in a different country. Hell, it could be a different state. And they would never meet that person, but VR brought them together. And it doesn't even have to be relationships. I have made friends, so many different friends over my journey of VR. Well, yeah, I've been there for only a year, but it's been an amazing. I've made so many memories of just me hanging out with friends, celebrating birthdays and stuff like that. VR is so important to humanity because it can bring people together. And if Facebook fails, then everybody fails with it. If Facebook fails right now, then people, dreams are taken away. Hell, even their jobs if you're making videos for the Oculus Quest 2 or being a developer that's getting paid from those games. And if Facebook fails, that's over. And people just love the rag on Facebook. And don't get me wrong, I don't want this video to come off as me saying, oh, Facebook and Meta is the best thing in the world. No, there's problems with it. I'm not saying it's a problem for people to call out Facebook's issues. But when people keep on ragging on Facebook constantly, it's going to affect their metaverse. And I'm excited for what the metaverse can bring to people. But for it to be on one company is very, very bad. Because let's say it's two companies holding up the metaverse. One's Facebook and one's an unnamed company. If Facebook fails, yeah, it would be a massive hurt. But the metaverse is still there from that other company. So I feel like we should have more companies invested into the metaverse in trying to better it by tech-wise and also by community size. Because yeah, Facebook probably doesn't know what people want. The people know what they want. Well, I think that's everything I had to say in this video. Thank you for making it to the very end. This is just an entire video of me rambling on VR because I just am so excited for what the VR community and what VR can bring to the masses. Thank you for making it to the very end. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on notifications if you made it and you do enjoy my content so you never miss one of my uploads. Also, comment down below, because it just really helps me in the YouTube algorithm, and it will just bring more attention to this video, because I feel like doing this on a commentary channel, yeah, I may be small and whatnot, but doing this brings more people to believe in VR, even though it may be one person. That one person is still in VR right now, or something like that, or is invested into VR. So yeah, that's everything I had to say, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.